we're starting the show. Look at this. We're starting the show. Look at the fantastic people. I've got Galadriel Caress here. I've got Wild Delilah over there. I should really watching the hands. That was just not. Look, placement. I got to remember placement. This is the Love Doctor live stream. I'm the Love Doctor. People have messaging in already, tuning in already. You people are keen for the show. Christopher Murtaugh Slunche. Let me pour the fucking drink. Jesus. All right, we're good. We're good to go. Hey, Miss Random Hype. That's it. We're full of hype. You platypus looking person. That is a platypus. There we are. A platypus. There. I just got to bring this up. Christian Major is in the house. Welcome. We've got the screams. We were making fun of Muppets earlier. I'm still pouring the drink. I'm going to get to that drink. Cherry Top is another. It's like they've coordinated this. This is like they're wearing color matched outfits sitting in the front row. That's fantastic. Hello. How is everybody doing? Tell me, how has your week been? What are you drinking? Fuck it. All right. There we are. By the way, there may be adult language on this, but there is. You're not supposed to be watching this on YouTube unless you're over the age 18. But if you somehow stuck in with a light age, welcome for an education. Howdy. There we go. We got a hi ho. Who you calling a ho? There, Denny Leger. Hi ho and howdy do. All right, we've got that out. I've got the mix to pour in. Miss Random, cheers, folks. Y'all look lovely tonight. I should put that on the screen before I read it. Just let me pour the fucking drink. We're
gonna wait for you.
Galadriel, what are you drinking tonight?
For the first time on the Love Doctor livestream, either as a guest or an audience member, I'm not drinking whiskey. I'm drinking a wonderful gin from the Magdalens called Adam. It's an apple-based gin, and it's wonderful.
Oh, apple-based gin.
Yes.
What was it called again? Sorry.
It's called Adam.
Adam.
Like Adam and Eve.
You know what? My manager on his Twitter this week, he pointed out that what was it? God didn't create two genders. He created man and a rib. And that he believes true marriage and true love only exists between a man and a barbecue. And I feel sad for him. Delilah, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking a concoction of vodka that Jimmy foolishly left at my apartment by accident. And a little bit of pomegranate liquor and a little bit of water because it was really strong. And I'm not a big drinker, but don't let me have more than one glass because trust me.
Yes. All right. Oh, we've got a bottom tis. It's Adam's apple. I believe that Cherry Top. You did the nice little rim shot. Go with that. Just how much have this had this to drink? All right. This is a little bit strong tonight too. Please let me know. Christopher Murtaugh's pointing out as a barbecue file. That is a religion that he can almost get behind. So there we go. There would be so much division in that religion. Everybody's tuning in. Jimmy, I missed this goof. Well, Jimmy is going to be part of course, Telethon Productions. That's coming up on the 27th.
Absolutely.
That's it. Just let me get another drink in here. I love you all, but it's so demanding taking care of everything here. Jimmy Fool is going to be as part of that. So for more information, follow Telethon Productions on Instagram. They have all the invite. The head telethon is right here. That not the Love Doctor logo there, but this here. I get my fingers wiggling underneath you. All right, it's hello. I'm blushing. Is this? I look like I'm blushing. I think it's because I only have one of the lights on. I have to turn on another light. All right. We've got Information Gestation MTL. Love you guys. Welcome, Information Gestation.
It's
Information Gestion. Okay, Information Gestion. Montréal. Désolé parce que je suis tout français maintenant. Je suis une idiote. C'est ça. All right, we're going. Welcome for the people who don't speak French who are watching and just wondered what the fuck I was saying. Yes. I'm going to attach another light, but we have a bunch of questions. But first, before we get started, since you've last been on Galadriel, can you tell us what has been happening? And then, if I'm not back in time, Delilah, can you tell us what's been happening in your lives?
Things have been quiet a little bit on the Galadriel front, but we're getting ready to have a lot of fun in the spring. And my next venture, actually, I think I will let Delilah explain it all because I'm so stoked to be part of it. But she is the mastermind behind it, so I think that she should be the one sharing the wonderful
Aw,
news.
you're so kind. I'm so excited that you're going to be part of it again too. Um, so Telethon Productions is this new production company that we're putting together. I am happily the producer, director, and one of the hosts. So Jimmy Fool is the other host with me on this. And it's a 12-hour fundraising machine. So every show that we put on, well, I mean, this is only the second one, but every show is pretty much a 12-hour show. I mean, I wanted 24, but they keep talking me down. But anyways, we won't get into that.
I know
We've
I
got
personally agreed for yes.
we have over 40 performers and we've got over 50 raffle prizes this time. We have some incredible sponsors, and this time half the funds are going to support Stella, Chez Stella Montreal, by and for sex workers. So it's really important, helping out the community, helping fight for rights, helping offer services, and keeping everybody safe.
And there we are. Yeah, legal services as well, and as well as getting them being recognized as a legal profession, which is kind of key. Here we are. We're here. We're there. I got the light on, and I just realized maybe I am blushing. I'm fucking red at this point in time. Oh
It's
no!
because you're in such good company.
Must
Yes,
be
yes.
that.
I've no idea where to be putting my eyes at this point. This is fantastic. Are we set to get set? Are we ready to go? Look, there's tons of questions have come in. I want to thank everyone who's been stocking up our questions beforehand. There's tons, and people have started to like the stream already. We didn't hit 50. We have not hit 50 subscribers yet. So if you're not subscribed, so fucking subscribe, because when we get 50, we've got a lot of. Look at this. Hey, Miss Random fans herself because there's so many beautiful people up. Well, no, I'm not one of the people. I'm not really a people, am I? I'm the love doctor. I'm a force of fucking nature. There's
That you are.
where I am.
Oh boy.
Just I'm the not shut up person. That's who I am. So like and subscribe. When we hit 50, on the Friday after we hit 50, I'm going to do a random draw. And a person is going to get a gift certificate from a Bishops and Bags restaurant they can use for takeout, because there's still no sit-in eating at this point. There is also going to be a Love Doctor t-shirt and one of these Love Doctor stickers coming in. And I'm going to, anyone who randomly donates to the show today will also get one of those stickers. I'll do a draw separate from that. Are we ready? Are we good? I'm not sure. Everybody's calm. We're good. We're ready. All right.
Let's go.
I'm just not sure. We're just going to go with this. Here we are. We start at the bottom. Galadriel, you're in the hot seat. The first question is,
Yes.
can Jedis have sex? Can Jedis have sex? Galadriel, you've been hit with this question.
The bizarre thing is that I have had this conversation a few weeks ago with friends. If I recall, I think Jedis can have sex. They just cannot have emotional attachments.
There we are. So they can have sex and not attachments. While Delilah, you're looking a little skeptical about this question, about whether.
I've never watched Star Wars.
All right, you're out. You're fired. That's it. No, that's quite okay. That's quite okay.
I'm more of a Trekkie. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Set your phasers to stun. That's good. All right. Can Jedi have sex? You're right. Gladiator is definitely right. They cannot have. First of all, they're fictional, so the only sex they're having is fictional sex, unless you're part of the Australian religious group that is called Jedis. They can mark that down on the census form. There's how many thousand people said it in the last Australian census that they were Jedis as a religion. There's but it's not just they can't form attachments, and it's something about possessiveness. they can't form possessive attachments, and they can't. So that's the two things. So basically, Jedis are all about being the fuckboys. It's genderless, of course. That's what they're. You know what? I'm not going to care about you, but I'm going to, dick you right, or use whatever appendage, twilks have, or whatever aliens. So we've got a very skeptical looking Wild Delilah at this point.
I'm
Sure.
wondering if I should watch the movies now. It sounds intriguing.
There's
Tell me more of this weird tentacle stuff.
There we go. Weird tentacle stuff. Oh, we're going to get lots more views. Oh, we just lost 2 viewers when we said weird tentacle stuff. That's so weird. Christopher saying,
bye, we don't want you anyway.
Oh, no, we just gained another one back. That's fine. We got grabby hands. I'm the sticker hoarding goblin. All right. We will explain how to get your stickers a little bit later, Miss. Hey, Miss Random. That's difficult to say. Hey, Miss Random. There we are. So first question is down. Woo! We've got it. It's yes, they can do it, but they're not gonna love you back. So don't get attached. That's the thing with Jedis. So much for the light side, fuckers. All right. Are we ready for the next question? We're good.
Yes.
We Christopher's very happy that the Trekkies are represent. I believe in being inclusive. Lusty Onyx, hey, gorgeous trio. I just sent love to all of you. XXXXX. Bisous. So that's a lot of kisses. Mwah. There we are. I don't know what the big kisses, if they mean something other than the small. I'm not going to speculate. No, that would be kind of rude to speculate at this point in time. Why am I mumbling like this? I'm not sure. Let's move on. It's time to bring in the next question. What do you think about when you have sex? And I get that's my first. I'm in the hot seat for that one. I'm going to have to say the person I'm with. I do my best to be thinking about the person I'm with during sex. I want to concentrate on them. I want to listen to those little noises that tell me I've done something right, so I can do that something right again. That's what I want to do. If I'm thinking about something other than sex, then I'm not. And here's another thing with that question. And the previous question, both of them said have sex. Sex is not something you have. Sex is something you share. Let's just get that straight and right now. All right? Because if it's something you have, then that means it's something somebody can take. And no one should be able to take your sex. All right? No one should be able to grab your sex. No one should be possessive over your sex. Your sex is your sex. And you can share it with whoever you wish, but it always remains yours. Galadriel, what is your take on that?
Honestly, I'm extremely focused about what I'm feeling in my body and also focused on my partner. And I will say it's interesting because as someone who used to be really, really in her head, and I could be thinking about like all kinds of things. I remember years and years ago thinking about all the laundry that was waiting until, the sex was finished, which at some point I decided, okay, like I think there's a better way to go about this.
Was that before a divorce or anything of that nature?
No, that was a very random encounter that in the end, I ended up thinking about laundry, so it really wasn't worth it. But no, in the last few years, I'm very much about like being in your body, be it, between the sheets, on the stage, in life in general. So really bringing that focus back. And it's easy. Sometimes your mind wanders, but if you're thinking about something that is not sexy or not sex related, I have like sort of a mantra that I use sometimes where when I'm distracted, I literally tell myself, okay, be here now. And it helps, and it like, brings everything back.
That's a brilliant thing. Evelyn has jumped in to say that the doctor thinks about his next pair of sunglasses. And Christopher is going, laundry files, represent. We're finding all of Christopher's secret fan clubs here. Well, Delilah, what is it that you think about when you, to change the question slightly, when you're sharing sex?
Well, if it's really good, I'm just like Galadriel. I am very much in my body and feeling everything, and I'm very passionate. If it's bad, I'm wondering if I should like paint the ceiling or maybe beige. I don't know.
All right, we now understand that if you're on your back, it's bad sex. Not
necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily at all. No. It just has to hit the right spot and have good motion,
Points taken. All right, everyone.
Move the
No one is
legs.
chatting in the comments because there's so many people out there just taking notes. There we are. Just so they know. Where are we? My voice just cracked like I'm a teenager. Just I don't know what happened with that. I don't know where that came from, but it came out, and so it's now live on the internet forever. We have the next question. We're burning through these questions because we got a lot of questions, but please feel free to drop your questions right into the chat. We get to those right away. Or you can go to the slido.com and put them up anonymously. Our next question, Delilah, you are in the hot seat for the next question. The next question is, in what way could the burlesque community improve its ways?
Ooh.
In what way could the burlesque community improve this ways? As a producer, you might have some influence on that. What's your thoughts? Well,
Oh
Delilah.
my. Honestly, I'm so new to the community. I wouldn't even feel right taking a stance on this. Like, I think I'm one of those people that, like, I want to try and learn how things are being done before I just bombard everybody with, like, this is how we should do it. It's a community that's been growing for decades and decades. Like, I've been doing it for a year, and it's been during a pandemic. So I haven't really experienced the full, force of the community. Basically, from my perspective, having organized now 2 productions during the pandemic, the community has been so fantastic, coming together, helping each other, giving advice. Like, it's just such an open community. I would say it's up to the person who wants to get into the community to go and reach out and talk to people and find out, what's going on, because there's a million different things that you could learn. I wouldn't say that the community needs to change anything right now, but maybe ask me in a couple years.
There we are. That's Delilah's take on that. I think because you do hear things in the background about other people talking about other people. I wish there was less gossip. That's the only thing I kind of wish, that there was less gossip, that people could actually be adults and communicate with each other. Galadriel.
I actually have a few thoughts. And I will say to begin, I think the Montreal burlesque community in particular is really awesome. It's my family, my chosen family. I love its members. And knowing about burlesque communities elsewhere, we are a great community. That said, I think there has to be an even greater focus to bring even more inclusion and diversity in all of the productions. Still to this day, there's a lot of white, conventionally attractive, thin bodies that are being put on stage, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think that both performers and producers need to be extremely mindful, and educators mindful of being more inclusive, actually walking the talk, because we always say we are absolutely celebrating all genders and all bodies, and I think we can do even better. I actually celebrate all the work that's being done by the Amplify Fund, which is a scholarship for BIPOC aspiring burlesque performers who want to take classes and improve their art. I think that's a great way a good step. But yeah, I think if every member of the community is mindful of this, we can only move forward in a very positive way.
Most definitely. And I to point out too that the very first telethon production, though it wasn't quite called telethon productions at the time, Amplify was the recipient of what was being generated. So yeah, we do what we can. I know I'm below subsistence with this production, but it's what we do, because we need to make sure that everybody has a chance, and we want to be as body positive as possible. We want to be as inclusive as possible. And we have to be very thankful to the Montreal audience, who has shown a desire to see as much as they can and do see. I don't know why I added like some kind of Regis film in summary at the back end of this, but it was, as I think was being said. All right, we're good. We're moving on. Why am I don't know why I'm doing this voice today. It's just I'm kind of whispering to everybody. It's like the ASMR version of the Love Doctor Livestream. With the next question, And what are your thoughts on suggestions on lube? We actually had this question last week, so somebody apparently didn't like the answers. But Galadriel, that puts you in the hot seat
Thoughts
or
and
the
suggestions?
slidey seat. I'm not sure. Is it the wet seat? Is it whoa? Just don't slide out of that seat. Let's see what your suggestions are
I
on
am
on lube.
in the seat. Actually, my only suggestion is not about brands in particular, but take the time to try several to see what feels better for you. Um, you can often go if you go to specialized shops. Sometimes you can get some sample sizes and actually like test the viscosity of each one. Remember, don't pair silicone anything with silicone based lubes because that is a big no no. Just be mindful of like right pairings and try things. Sometimes some combinations can work for you, some can not work for you. All have different body chemistries, so just like experiment like with everything and find what works for you and then go with it and fine.
Delilah.
Very hard for me to deviate from that answer. It was perfect. So I will stick with that. I don't use a
And
lot of lube myself.
and to state also that the fact that the sample sizes things is a great way to try out. And Cherry Top is saying, I say more glitter, never enough glitter. I really hope that is not for the suggestions with lube, because that can be cutting, not a good thing. I think that might be about how can the burlesque community improve its ways. For those who remember the early start of the vaudeville variety show, one of the rules at that time was no fine glitter in the wiggle room. And that got broken so often that it's like okay, well fuck it, glitter is everywhere. I still like I laundered my sheets this week. It has been about a year. Well, no, there was a little break in August. August, September, there were some vaudeville shows. I still find glitter in my fucking bed. I don't know.
It's a professional hazard.
It is glitter lung. It's how I'm gonna die. Chris was saying no pairings with silicone lubes. Not even a nice red wine. It's silicone with silicone that's dangerous. But a good red wine can help with the silicone toys. And Cherry Top is glitter for burlesque community. Yes, they wanted to clarify for the burlesque community. Yes,
Not
like
the loop.
yeah, like no, it's glitter is basically industrial sand. And sex on the beach is not. It's as good as a shooter, but that's it. Not even that good as a shooter. Hey, Miss Random, glitter is not good for the mayhem muffs. I didn't know specifically for only mayhem muffs. I thought all muffs sort of disliked glitter being put in. But thank you, Miss. Hey, Miss Random. This is no, it's okay to laugh, Wild Delilah. It's all right. The idea of the show is we're all right. Just to be clear for anyone who's not there, the main purpose of the show is to entertain. We do try our best to give good advice, but the idea is we want to make people happy during this pandemic time, and that is the goal. We want to have a little bit of love and joy being spread around. So remember to like and subscribe to the show. I can see how many likes have been happening, and there's like less than 1/5 of the people have liked this show so far. So you fuckers got to catch up because this is gold. We're touching gold here. There is. We got a shrug coming from Hey Miss Random. All right, so the Mayhem Muffs is a big shrug. We're gonna move on to the next question. We're ready for the next question. Oh shit, I'm in the hot seat. What's the next question? The next question is, any tips on maintaining intimacy in a long distance relationship? Any tips to maintain intimacy in a long distance relationship? Write each other. Make the point of sending a message every day, even if it's just like a little heart emoji. If you want to take the time to put a little bit of love in there, to write out something on paper, get a stamp and send it out old school style. Just realize that they might let it set overnight before they actually open it, because it's been outside and handled by machines and people that you don't have control over. But write to them. Make sure little voice messages. You can send little voice messages via Facebook, via what it's called when you send
Messenger.
text, via text messenger.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You can do that. Just think of little happy things. Memes. Like even old fucks like me are sending memes. And that's the thing. Just let them know that you are thinking about them. You don't have to be graphic. You don't have to. I mean, sometimes it's fun to be graphic, but it's yeah. But at the same time, just show that care and interest. Ask them how their day was, and listen and respond when they tell you. Galadriel.
Yes. Um, I want to say that, especially, I think what can be cultivated is to really have like go deep into in terms of emotional connection and emotional intimacy. And if you're willing, I know it's extremely vulnerable and it can feel scary. And at the end of the day, we're often like very tapped out and just exchanging easy memes. I love memes. I send them a lot. But have deep conversations by writing. Like take the time to craft your messages. What are you feeling? Go deep. Do things that almost scare you, and then you have to put your phone away because you realize that you've revealed too much of yourself. That will go a long way towards cultivating a true deep intimacy.
Boom.
I
Delilah, but
like that a
also, hey,
lot.
Miss Random has mentioned that memes are a love language. And Evlit is very visual. They said it's lots and lots of videos. So sweet, we got to change that banner. There we are.
I definitely agree with both of you. Yeah, lots of little messages throughout the day, lots of like opening up and deep connections. I would also add maybe Photoshop their face into your photos. Let them know that you're thinking about them, pretending like they're there right next to you. I like making like weird little jokes about this stuff, but it's
I,
true. If somebody sends a picture and they're like, "Check it out, it's my family," and then it's just like your face there, you'd be like, "That's adorable," right? Right?
most definitely. Sorry. When you said that, I just pictured a bit more of an adult themed picture with somebody's face over the lap area. Just wish you were here. Uh, there's
I mean, that's not so bad too. You can also make like a
not.
cute little pillow guy and just be like, "Look, it's you."
There we are. Oh, that's probably the most positive thing that's ever been said about the Mister My Pillow person on this show. Uh, there is. Denny Leger is saying, try an old fashioned handwritten letters. I think I mentioned that. Oh, maybe with a rose petal or a colorful leaf inside. It's more romantic and heartfelt than an email. Agreed. Putting that extra effort, showing that you're putting the extra effort in, is very important. But a lot of people who put that effort in don't always put the effort into listening. And that is fucking important, to make sure you listen to what they say. And this, you want to know the trap that I fall into? Do you want to hear? Because
Tell us.
I'm fuck's sakes. I fight this on every kind of issue I can, but when I have somebody I care about bring a problem to me, my brain goes into workshopping solutions. And the thing is, my partners, every person, I've been very lucky with all my partners are being very capable, intelligent people. They've thought of all that shit before. They just want somebody to complain and go, yes, you're right, that is upsetting. And it's I have to shut off that part of my brain to not do it, because that is my instinct. And if I do it, I apologize profusely. That it is just, it's almost like hardwired into how I think. Is if I'm presented with a problem, I try to fix it. That's why I do this. Right? People present problems and I try to fix it. So for me to not do it with the person that I care most about, or the people I care most about, then that's the fucking problem. We're ready for the next question, and did I give a little bit too much about myself away? But I'm not sure. But we're good. And back to the quiet London again, and we're gonna see how that goes. I'm not sure, but we're gonna bring up the next question. We're gonna do that. This is gonna get old very quickly. All right. The next question is: any advice for dating when you're under the asexuality umbrella? While Delilah, you have this hot seat.
Well, I myself am not part of the asexuality umbrella. However, during the pandemic, it certainly feels like it. So I would say that there are a lot of really deep, meaningful connections that you can make with people without having to have any kind of physical intimacy. And just make sure that you're both on the same page, right? Like, be honest and upfront about it and communicate about what you really want out of a relationship and what your limits and boundaries are. You don't have to get physical if it's not your thing. And if the other person doesn't respect that, then they're just not for you.
Well put. I will just reiterate on that is never do anything you're not comfortable with. I want to watch my language on this, which I'm trying to be, because aromantic is different from asexual. You want to be find the person that is going to respect you, and so communication is key, and never feel like you are being pressured. And if you really do like someone and they are, otherwise they not otherwise, that's probably a bad way to say it. But if you're interested in them and they seem to have genuine interest in you, but then they try to pressure you in some way, explain to them that you are not comfortable, if you're not comfortable, and open that discussion. Shutting people off when you do have that interest is a good way to sort of wall yourself up with no contact whatsoever. So make sure that the people you're talking to, you have open, honest communication, and that they're worth the open, honest communication. Galadriel.
Mm-hmm. I think the two of you like worded things so beautifully. I think the only thing that I would add is that, like, despite what the whole of society may be giving in terms of messages to people who fall under the ace umbrella, that, you know, it's not really a thing. Hey, your identity is valid, and like no one gets to tell you otherwise. So it's okay. You're valid. You exist, and you are perfect as you are.
Thank you. Hey, Miss Random says, beautiful way to say it. Doc, thank you for those words. You know what? I struggle at times because the language I grew up with, because I'm old, the language I grew up with is not always the proper language here, but I try to keep my heart straight and I try to think of other people. This is the hardest thing about the pandemic is everybody is struggling right now. Mm-hmm. Everybody is struggling. Even those idiots that are out there saying that I should never wear a mask because I have some imaginary medical condition that says that I need to make sure I get enough oxygen, and masks stop me getting from oxygen, because doctors in surgery, you know, don't need oxygen. That's why they wear the masks. Sorry, I'm being a mean idiot at this time, but at the same time, if we just call people idiots, then we can't, or we call people out for being mean, then we don't have the chance to have the discussion and potentially change their minds, potentially show them a different way to think on things. And that is the hardest thing. We do need to show that kindness. And I know I was just not kind, but it was something I ran into just the other day. And I worked hard and patiently, and they just sort of dismissed me as a crackpot because I said science works. Hello. I try to find the right words. That's what I do. I try to find the right words. Are we ready for the next question?
We
are set? There we are. Christopher Murtaugh saying anti-maskophiles represent. There we go. Christopher is he's finding all of his cheer groups here tonight. There we are. The next question that we have is, are anal orgasms a thing? Galadriel, you have the hot seat.
I would say yes, because I think we need to probably broaden our definition of orgasm. If you see it as a pinnacle of pleasure, regardless of what happens, then yes, absolutely. There's like so many nerve endings, and it can, you know, under the right circumstances, feel absolutely wonderfully pleasurable.
Delilah.
Yeah, I mean, I think orgasm, absolutely, as Galadriel was saying, our definition of orgasm really needs to change. It doesn't even have to be a physical thing, right? Like, orgasms can be super psychological when you look at tantric sex, stuff like that. So if you're really in the zone and you are with somebody that you feel really connected to, then you can get orgasms in the most amazing ways. You know, a gentle tickle up the back can give someone an orgasm.
Some tickle.
But very gentle brushing.
Are they using a Hitachi wand? No, all right, good.
No, just like the like tips of your fingers. But like, you would have to be in the right headspace and mindset. If you're going into something like anal sex with the mindset of like it's going to hurt, it's not going to be pleasurable. But if you're going in with an open mind, like I could get an orgasm from this, and you just kind of throw away any kind of preconceived boundaries that you're setting for yourself, you'll be really shocked at how amazing the body can feel when you like let yourself explore.
And as the sole prostate having person on this list, yes. There we are with DIY Muggle Guy says the only way your mask will hinder your breathing if you sweat profusely in it. That's true. My manager does work in the film industry, and he told me that on the larger productions, they come along and they make sure you switch your mask every 4 hours, just to make sure that it's not a damp one. And you have to sweat very profusely, I think, if you're going to be waterboarding yourself with a mask. Because I imagine doctors in surgery sweat fairly heavily because they got somebody's life in their hands. I'm not sure that's.
And the lights.
And the lights. Oh, jeez, the hot lights. Just they're show people. That's what they are. Was that weird? I'm not sure that was weird.
Show people who save lives. We save hearts and souls, maybe.
Hearts and souls. That's what we're doing. Here we are for a heart and soul transplant with the next question. How common is the female gushing? And is that an orgasm or side effect of having fun? Gushing, I think they might be saying squirting. And I will say yes. Galadriel, you have the hot seat. Sorry, that was my answer. Yes.
Yes, and again, like with a bit of a caveat, don't make it the sole focus of all your pursuits, because then it can either like dehumanize yourself, the person you're doing it to. Yes, it's great. It's a great feature. It can be a lot of fun, but it doesn't happen to everyone. It doesn't happen all the time. So like it's fine. So yeah, so I think my issue with it, and it's promoted so widely through porn as this like holy grail of things. It's really great, but like other things are really great as well. Don't overlook all the other great things because you're so focused on squirting.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Not only that, but through my experience, when somebody is really trying to get me to do that, they might go too hard or something. And yes, I might squirt, but it could also be painful. So it's not necessarily a feeling of orgasm to me. Whether my body agrees or not is not my concern. And, when you're giving a woman an orgasm, it's not just about her body. You want her mind to be in it as well. And, I had an ex-boyfriend who would always just try to do that. And that was the only thing. And he would, try to make me do that for like 10 minutes straight if he could, because for him it was like this great feat or challenge. And what happened was I ended up getting a lot of UTIs. It's the urinary tract infections, which can occur from doing that too much. And, it's actually caused a lot of problems. Like now when I do that, I'm like really concerned. I'm like, don't make me squirt, because I don't want it to, like I always think about how it might hurt later or something, because that is a really sensitive spot. You don't want that to be the main focus. If you pleasure her in other ways and you mix it up, do different things, then when she does do that, it's going to be the right amount in the right way that feels really good. If that's the only thing that you're doing, trust me, you are just like hitting this button that is wearing out. Don't do that.
I feel that's the kind
was
of
that
person
TMI? I feel like that was
No. I feel that ex of yours is the kind of person who couldn't play Super Mario World without getting all the coins. Just bang, 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 bang. It's that's just my thought. If I could put this thought out there, sex is not a race to an orgasm. Sex in itself is a journey that's enjoyable.
It's not a competition.
Yeah. Funny enough, though, Bang Bang is his Call of Duty name.
You know what? I just, sorry, I just remembered. Oh, shit. What was that? Yeah, no, no. Sex as a competition. There's an old comedian who definitely not somebody who has aged well, but he actually said, it's like my wife was always upset. She said, well, you never let me finish. He says, well, yeah, I finished first, so I won. That was his joke. Just it's a sad way of looking at it, but it was a very self-deprecating kind of humor that didn't normally come from that person. Oh yeah, exactly. There we are, and let's keep on a theme. The next question is where we go with the next question. The next question is unlike the whiskey dick problem, bold red wines, more tannins the better, have a similar side effect on me as a mild dose of Viagra. Is this a common thing or is it just me? Delilah,
Well,
you
I
get to.
don't have a lot of experience with Viagra personally. Red wine makes me sleepy. I'm not the best person to answer this question. Sorry.
You know what? I personally have not drunk enough red wine. If it works for you and your partner doesn't mind you being a little wine sloppy, then that seems to be fine. Galadriel.
Again, not being a person with penis, I don't know. But bodies are different. People react to things differently. I hope that you can use that and have fun with whomever you want to have fun with, and that they also enjoy it.
Boom. And that is the thing. Christopher is saying red wine, strength, eggplant, cucumber. So apparently it changes shape and color with the red wine. We got a clarification. Somebody has actually said which comedian it was that told that joke originally. Apparently it was Moses. Moses from the Bible is the person who originally said it. I think Evlit is kind of pointing out that's a very old joke. That was, and definitely I was definitely not taking credit for that joke. That's for fuck sure. There we are. You know what? We are at like 9:40 already. We still have tons of questions, but I want to take the time. We're at this time we're aiming to get 50 YouTube subscribers. To get that, once we have that, so make sure that you subscribe, share the program with your friends, hit that like button down below, donate to the channel via the link tree. To help support the channel going forward. When we get 50 subscribers, there's going to be a gift certificate for Bishop and Bag going to one person who's got a YouTube channel that is not blocked or private, as well as a t-shirt and one of these little Love Doctor stickers. And there's a separate draw for a separate sticker for somebody who donates to the show this week, and you can do that through the link tree at the bottom. So if you are watching on another platform such as Twitter or what's the other ones? We're on Twitter. We're on Twitter, Twitch, or Facebook. You can go to that link tree and find the YouTube as well, and make sure you hit subscribe, because the only thing that comes up on that channel is Love Doctor essential material, so you can learn. Well, not learn to fuck better, but have fun. Just learn to be, hopefully be a better person a little bit. Maybe enjoy having entertainment from people who want to be a bit of a better person. Look, while Delilah is currently going in there to make sure she subscribes, so she wants to win that gift certificate. And definitely one of the things to do. Here's the next question. Are you ready, Galadriel? You're in the hot seat. So the next question: what's a polite yet sexy way to invite someone into a threesome?
I think direct communication is best. What is sexy is extremely dependent on the receiver of the information. Literally ask someone, would this be something that would interest you? If they are into it, they will find your question extremely sexy. If they're not, they're probably not going to find it sexy at all.
There are Delilah.
Yeah. And adding on to what Galadriel was saying, also make sure that you know what your motivations are for wanting them to join you. If there's like tension or something in your relationship and you're just trying to spice things up, then the third person might be like, well, this is not what I exist for, right? I'm not your unicorn. You want to be really true to yourself, to your partner, and to the third person. And don't just use somebody for your pleasure. You got to really take into account that they are their own person. They are more than just an object to enjoy. So if you want them to be more likely to say yes, then make sure that they feel like they are valued and treated like a damn human being.
Boom. I don't think I could have said it better than that. Everybody involved in a three-way better be interested in everybody else, unless the one person at the fulcrum is a fucking good multitasker. Other than that, that's the only. Galadriel, you're smiling very happy. You know how difficult that is when it's like two people are kind of like focused on that one person. That one person better be able to take all that focus. It's just I know that sounded very like aggressive with the focus that I was suggesting. Not everyone can take that. It's some people. It's like at different times. It's definitely very important that people are interested in each other, that they know what they're getting into, and it's a bad thing to stumble into at the middle of the night and surprise somebody with saying, "Oh, come back to our place. We'll just have coffee, and then, oh, by the way, we're going to get naked to have our coffee. Hope you don't mind," because then that can be a little bit uncomfortable if that was not what was kind of expected. I know there's such a thing as reading the room, but the thing is, being explicit kind of kills any acrimony after the fact. And I just poured myself another drink for those people who don't sponsor me. It's over my shoulder, the pricks. All right. Evlet has a favorite question for us. Their favorite question is, what is the most powerful aphrodisiac? And I'm in the hot seat, so I get to go first. Passion, words. Like, to speak to somebody who's passionate about something, and then find out what their passions are. I love talking with somebody. I love sex, so talking about sex is fucking amazing. Yeah, and if you can get somebody to open up to you about what they like, how they like to be touched, what their fantasies are, then you kind of get semi-associated with those fantasies, and you can talk further about exploring them together. But that is a powerful aphrodisiac. The people who just say, "Hey, I'm naked, let's do it," doesn't turn me on. Galadriel.
I agree. I think that using conversation as foreplay is really underrated. Yes, we live extremely busy lives, and I find that sometimes, often, at the beginning of relationships, or when you have, and I mean, I say relationships, but it can be like any kind of intimate relationships. Things will take a bit more time, and people will put in a lot more effort. And after a while, it just becomes, well, let's just get naked and do it. No, don't lose that. Don't lose that. You'll have a better experience having sex if both people are like really, really, really primed and cannot wait until they can tear each other's clothing off. I like the very deep that created in you, Love Doctor. But it's true. It's all about the experience. Yeah, like interestingly, the image that comes to mind is from the wonderful movie Sideways, where one of the characters ends up drinking this amazing wine out of a brown bag at McDonald's. Just don't do that. Don't do that with your sex life.
Poets, Delilah.
What a great metaphor. Wow. I love that when Galadriel was just talking about that, like that build up and wanting to just like rip each other's clothes off. You just can't wait. Like when she was talking about it, I could almost feel that, and I haven't felt that in such a long time. Like, it's driving me crazy. But yeah, if that doesn't work, then oysters with lemon. But yeah, like
texture is good, but words. The texture of oysters with lemon is great, but words.
You know what? Mix the two together. Just get me a plate of oysters with lemon, watch me eat them, and enjoy watching me eat them, because with every single one that I eat, you're going to watch me go, oh, God.
Sorry, I just that's bad. That is it bad in my mind. I was picturing a visual of just like a little bit of juice coming down and dripping, and just going
Not
that
bad at
should go to
all.
waste.
That
That
happens
was
too. Goddamn pandemic, can you go away now, please? Like, I'm actually freaking ready for this. Like,
I'm yeah. All right, okay, I'm going to confess something. In it's I feel very bad and uncomfortable in doing so. I love necks, and both of you have such beautiful necks tonight. And it's just they're the beautiful like such a central part of the body that can be displayed in public and still be considered. And I'm grateful for it, and I'm trying not to stare at the screen as you. Yes. All right. Next question. We're gonna move on before I just embarrass myself deeply. What is the sexiest trade, and why is it? What is the sexiest trade? Oh, trade as in job, and why is it musician? There we go.
so you answered your question. For me, I love musicians, especially guitarists, when they are lead guitarists that can do this with their fingers. And I'm like imagining them being able to do that, you know. I guess it's just like strong hands and feeling rhythm. And, you know, there's a certain beat to sex and to climaxing and stuff. And when somebody is in rhythm with you and your body and your body's music, it is freaking fabulous. Goddamn pandemic.
Brilliant. I'm gonna say probably the sexiest trade would be Love Doctor. Go ahead, I love how that took a beat for everyone to register. All right, good.
I'll advocate for myself. I will say the sexiest trade has to be burlesque educator, because we get to experience all the time people like really coming into their sensual self. And that's the best feeling for both the educator and the students.
That is a brilliant answer, and it also shows that you love your job as well. I may have. And talking about love, look, Liz. There's Lily. Lily is on screen.
She just woke up from her nap.
Big yawn. I may have missed this earlier. I'm just making sure. Always ask with a good wine, blue cheese, and crackers, polite and sexy. Oh, that's for about a threesome. There we are. Hey, Miss Random is eyes, hot fire, and heart. Definitely the stroking of the neck. Both of you just beautifully vamping here tonight. Bashak is saying, I wonder who asked that one. Oh, about the musician. I don't know if there's a trombone player out there.
I think there's a trombone player out there.
And speaking of musician, jazzy trombone ballad is a very nice aphrodisiac. Yeah, of course, we could have counted on the trombone player for adding that in there. Evelyn is saying the sexiest trade is a plumber, always holding a pipe, and you can always see a crack. There we are. I'll make sure that to let my manager know that you find him attractive, Ev.
It's only sexy when you have a problem with your toilet or something. You need help from a plumber. You're like,
if difficulty paying and they're coming in holding a pizza, is that it? No, I don't know if I'm just mixing all the metaphors at this time. But we have the next question is ready. My partner wants to try somnoplay and I am nervous. Any advice? Somnoplay.
I'm gonna Google that right now.
I do not know what that means.
Somnoplay. Somnambulist. Sleepwalking. Or sleep play. Oh, sleep play. All right.
Honestly, I think it all boils down to a question of boundaries. If this is something that both partners feel very comfortable with, go ahead and give it a try. If either partner has any kind of hesitation, to me that would be a big red flag of like, okay, this may not be for you, and you may actually cross a personal boundary by wanting to please your partner, and please don't do that to yourself.
That's good. Definitely good advice. Delilah.
Yes, very, very important. Make sure that the person is into it. Not something that you spring up on them in the middle of the night, just like, pow. Not a happy surprise unless they tell you explicitly that they're into it. Um, Other than that, I guess if it was me, which it has been a couple times, but only because I wanted it, was like, pretending to be asleep, because if I'm actually asleep, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, so what happened? And it's just not as exciting. I kind of want to feel the thing.
My immediate, I'm trying to figure out which side this partner is going to be on. That was the thought in my head. And the thing is, trust is very important. And I'm not sure if your partner is asking to be the person who's asleep to be woken up in that way. If Sleeping Beauty, like the Anne Rice version is Sleeping Beauty, other versions of Sleeping Beauty, as into being woken up
Yep.
in such a penetrative manner, if I can use proper language, you definitely need to have a partner that you can trust. The fact that in your question you said that you are nervous means that maybe you don't have that enough trust in the relationship to do that. The other thing is, I think it does border on the consensual non-consent kind of thing. You need to make sure that your partner is fully enough aware and aware of your the safe word that you'd be planning on using. That it is, how can I say this? You want to make sure that you have that level of consent, because the thing is, even though if consent was given before you went to sleep or whatever, when you awake with the surprise, or whether or not you're waking up your partner, if the safe word is used, you stop. That's it. You stop. That's all. I mean, somebody who's into that and likes Ambien, there can be a lot of confusion. Like anytime that people are involving chemicals in their sex play is dangerous. So having trust and knowledge ahead of time is hugely important. But thank you very much for that question.
I think there's one
I
thing
had
that
no
I'd
idea it
like
was
to,
called Somno.
yeah, there's one thing that I'd like to add when it comes to any fantasy, really. And I think that is something we cannot stress enough. Your psychological and physical well-being is always going to be more important than your partner's fantasies.
Yes.
People can deal with disappointment, and dealing with the disappointment is a heck of a lot easier than having to deal with the very bad consequences of being forced into something you don't want to do. So this is my serious moment. Remember this, and knowing this, go ahead and play and have fun.
We're almost hitting the 2 hours at this point. Do you mind going on for a little bit longer?
2
I still
hours.
feel like
It's
been
1
2 hours.
hour.
It's
It's 1
1
hour.
hour.
It's 1 hour. Okay, good. I can't do math. That's why
What
my
is
manager
time?
gets
What is
130% of what I make. All right, there we are. Yeah, again, you know what? Trust is a lot harder to fix, right? So please make sure that and just discussing a fantasy is not necessarily consenting to a fantasy. So please make sure you have that clear consent beforehand. Bashak is asking, "Dear Love Doctor, I'm being fed blue cheese crackers and yummy wine. I'm getting really tipsy. Any tips? Enjoy the ride. Make sure
Share some.
share some trombone player. No, what? I'm not sure if that
Well.
was being meant. Make sure before you get too tipsy that consent is given if that is what you're aiming for and you think that's what they're aiming for. All about the quish. This is coming in. Dear Love Doctor, love isn't real. Love is a construct created by the Democrats who turned frogs gay. Welcome very much, Trumpite. There is. You know what? I always wondered what Alex Jones was up to now that they took his show off the air. It's off the air, isn't it? Because nobody's really watching it. Hey, Mr. Adams is Doc. Maybe a Doc, but he can only count to potate. Potate, not even potato. Christian Major goes, laugh out loud. Patat. Okay, well, there was no E at the end of it. It wasn't the French. Christian Murtaugh, it's a threesome with him and his ego. That ego is bigger than a trombone. And Bashak says, I'm in it for life. That's one of the things I love about Wednesday is being part of the foreplay that happens between Bashak and Christopher. It really is like it's entertaining that we get to display this love for everybody on the internet forever, even the all about the squish person that has chimed in. Let's go. All right. Well, hold on. There's a whole other side of questions that we haven't gotten to. Let's go with the first one of these. Here we are. What do you think about when you have sex? Didn't we have that question already?
We did.
We did. Yes,
do the
that's
other
what I
one.
think about. I think we'll move on to the next one. Oh, holy crap! Are these on the bottom or the top? Let's. I don't know. How does one become the love doctor? Well, first off, you have to have a family name Doctor, and your parents have to give you a first name of the, and your middle name has to be Love. That's how it works. It's very simple. Does anyone else want to chime in on that?
I think you're the expert, truly.
There it is.
Truth.
We'll go with that one. So the next question being, what is your most awkward or embarrassing sex story? I'm in the hot seat, aren't I?
Oh boy.
I'm just. Oh, sorry. Evelyn is pointing out that you have to wear sunglasses to be the love doctor. Yes, it is true. You do have to wear sunglasses so people don't see where your eye line is. I've got all right. Most embarrassing. You know what? As a very young, I've had some sex injuries, but probably as a very young love doctor, I was living with a person who we didn't have a relationship beyond friends with benefits kind of thing. We all both had our own room, but we still like kind of hooked up on a kind of regular basis. And it was my birthday, and I was kind of upset that it was my birthday, and I had to work. And I came home from work, and to hear giggling, and I had to walk past their room to get to my room, and I look in, and the door is wide open, and it's her and a female friend, and I was fairly certain she was just straight at the time, and I got, invited to come in, and they informed me that I was to have a birthday present, which was damn charming, and it was the first time that I would to be having a threesome, and oh, all right, Christian Major is saying, "Oh, this will be good." Everybody's been so silent on this one. Well, the thing is, we kind of like they sort of prepared me and helped me undress, and I got onto the bed. They were fairly undressed themselves, and my apartment mate sort of straddled me to get on me, but I sort of encouraged her friend to place themselves over my face, which is something I really enjoy doing. And it wasn't like an immediate like I just got dressed and we did this. There was a little lead up into all of this, so definitely was excited. Everybody was excited, and I started doing what I enjoy doing, and it wasn't long before her friend just did a big clench, and I got a good bit of wetness all over my face. And then she went, "Oh no," and got up and ran to the bathroom. And my roommate got up and ran after her yelling. Because apparently, before this threesome was to happen, they had a discussion about what was to happen and whose orgasm was to be in what order. And the friend's orgasm was to be the third orgasm. Now, I was never informed of this, and I was just being passionate, enjoying and doing the things that I enjoy doing. And then I had to sort of break up the little bit of fight. I had to keep the roommate in their room while the friend gathered her clothing, got dressed and left. And for my birthday, no one blew out my candle. Galadriel.
Okay, interestingly, I also have a birthday story. We did not plan this.
We did not plan. We did not plan this.
Plan this.
All right. It says Christopher Major saying, "Oh, this will be good." Christopher Murtaugh saying, "Nobody has ever seen the Love Doctor and Corey Hart in the same room at the same time. Coincidence?" There we are. Denny Leger saying, "Don't hold threesomes for ransom. You might end up on a lonesome." Yes, never try to force anyone into a threesome. But Shaq is giving big smiles. Christopher Murtaugh saying, "LOL" and awkward. I have to admit, I was a very young Love Doctor at the time. And not with as much experience or tact that I have now. Galadriel.
Okay, so on my 20th birthday, I was walking down Saint Denis, and it's almost a scene out of a movie where I walked past this person, and we walked past each other and like turned back at the same time, saying, and we just like stopped and laughed and said like, okay, something's going on. I was in a good mood. It was my birthday, so we decided to go for coffee. And, you know, we could feel that there was a really, really strong connection. And we started talking about our lives. They disclosed they were in an open relationship and they were extremely interested in having sex with me. So I was on board. We went back to their place, did what we had to do. It was fine enough. But when we were done, suddenly their partner didn't walk into the room, but in their apartment, they'd apparently been trying to reach them for a really, really long time. And even though everything was like fine, it was not how I had envisioned this encounter to end. So I stayed for a little bit of polite conversation and then was very, very happy to leave.
Did you see those two people again?
I did not. And I was fine with it.
Delilah.
Yeah, so I was running through different stories in my mind, and I realized I have a lot of them, and it's ridiculous. So I made a top 5 list off the top of my head. So number 5 is I once took this guy's virginity, and he was chewing gum, and he was on top of me, and then the gum fell in my hair and got stuck. Number 4, I once had a threesome with my boyfriend and my ex-girlfriend, but she was a virgin. And so it was super awkward because I was basically waiting around for like an hour while he had to like slowly coax it in. Number 3, accidentally went in the wrong hole. I feel like a lot of women have experienced this problem. It's very painful and makes you go, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and has actually led me to like fear anal sex. So I'm actually technically an anal virgin, and I'm like, maybe one day if I ever get married or something, at least I'll be a virgin somewhere. Number 2, my first boyfriend had a really big one and wasn't really careful about how he was using it and burst an ovarian cyst, which led me to have to be on Oxy for 4 months. And I just remember playing the same 7 levels of Soul Calibur over and over and over again. And number 1, fingered so hard that I pooped and then had to clean it up on my knees. There you go. Now you all know way too much about me.
But I also want to point out that your book is available. If people go to Wild Delilah on Instagram, they can read a number of your life stories available. It's in the bio. So check that out.
I'm going to be turning it into an audiobook this year. That's my plan. So
if you need any male voices, especially of the Irish variety. There's all right. Evlit with Christopher Murtaugh's within Oh My. Evlit is David Letterman has called. I don't know if that has to do with like stupid human tricks. I don't know what Ev is referring to.
It's a top 5.
Oh, top 5. But he does top 10. See, modern comedians. It used to be the top 3 with comedians. Bashak is saying relationship goals: fingers to her till she poops, and then make her clean it up. Okay, some people are into that. Some people not to yuck your yum, but you know, at least you were polite enough to clean it up. That's
I mean, he made me put on the whole French maid's outfit and everything.
The whole all right, I think that might have been a life goal for this person. If they had the French maid outfit ready, I think this was intentional. Like, did they feed you first? Did they give you certain like things? Did they give you a bowl of all brand beforehand?
No, it was not intentional. Look, the French the French maid outfit is actually the one that I lost my virginity in when I was 16, right after the Rocky Horror Picture Show on Halloween. And there's a video on my Instagram where I'm wearing that exact outfit. Like, I still have it, and it still fits me, which really means Zellers is the shit. Like, thank you for making something that has lasted X amount of years. I'm going to not say how many.
Cherry Top, for the number one wild, I sympathize. There we are. Oh, this has become I was afraid I was gonna be the one that shared the most, but Delilah with the top 5 list, just amazing. Thank you very much for sharing. All right, and then we have the next question. The next question is here. What would you do differently in your previous relationships? What would you do differently in your previous relationships? Wild Delilah, is there any?
Oh gosh, see, when I first read that question and I thought about my first boyfriend who was the set king of the Crips from Atlanta, and he was kind of psycho. But I guess I was really like attracted to that kind of like danger and like the rugged stuff. I mean, my initial thought when I read the question was, holy shit, I would just like never be with him and I would just walk right past. But the thing is, every opportunity that you have, whether it's good or bad, is an opportunity to learn and an opportunity to grow. And I love the person that I am today, and I don't think I would be this exact person if I can go back and change any of these things. It's like that movie Butterfly Effect, you know, the really like creepy one with Ashton Kutcher, where every time he changes something, it's like suddenly he's like a paraplegic or something. Like, it's insane. And I think about that a lot, where I'm like, should I go back and try to change something? But the answer is always no, because every opportunity, every moment that you live through is an opportunity to learn and grow and be the person that you're meant to be. So I guess nothing.
I'm definitely in the same boat. I probably wouldn't be the love doctor I am today if it wasn't for the experiences I've had. I've had 3 partners who I have hurt, and not intentionally that I wanted to hurt them, and not that I did it in a mean way or anything, but at the same time, those of all my partners, those things do weigh on me, and even though it was things that I generally thought I was doing that was good for them, it was also good for me. I don't think I would change them, because I still wouldn't possibly be the person I am here today. Regret might be one thing. Wanting to ask to be good is another thing. But the whole thing comes down to, I've obviously had much to drink. I just said thing 5 times. But with everything, there's another thing. It has to be with the fact that you are who you are now because of the choices you made in the past. Yes, I would like to make some things up to people. And another thing, fuck.
I'm kind of in line with both of you. That said, I think that if I look back on past relationships, if I could do anything differently, because I don't think I would be who I am today if those relationships hadn't happened. However, I think I could have advocated for myself a lot better. And I could have left those relationships earlier, still learned those lessons, and gone on with, I don't know, maybe a little less damage.
Well said. You know what? I do realize that there's one relationship I kind of wished I had left earlier. You did remind me of that. If there was something, one thing to go back and change, that would have been different. Yes, I'm not even going to mention that last one. I'll mention it in the after show when it's just the 3 of us. We've got some things are being said. We've got hey, Ms. Random is saying Rest in peace, Zellers. Christopher Murtaugh saying, today I learned Zellers sells French-made outfits, and they're also laxatives. DIY Muggle Guy says, I haven't seen the Buy Me a Drink link in a little while. I will fix that right now so that can come up. So the link is there. Thank you, DIY, for reminding me to make sure that's up. Christopher Murtaugh saying, well said, Ms. Delilah. Changing the past could change the present, and my present is awesome. Congratulations to you, Christopher. Congratulations. Remember how awesome it is, so you know how awesome to treat Bashak as well. We love being part of your foreplay. Though, as much kidding aside, we're very happy that both of you are here. Hey, Miss Random says, don't forget to drink your water tonight, folks. Well, shit, I'm being called out for being a drunk. I'm not just, I don't know.
Oh, water.
Are you still on that first drink there? Are you still on that first drink? Woo. All right. So we're ready for the next question. Galadriel, you're in the hot seat, but the next question being, what are your opinions on body hair grooming, individual choice, or something your partner has input on? Galadriel, you have the hot seat.
I'm very inclined to say, like, seriously, your body, your choice. Your partner may express some likes and dislikes, but at the end of the day, it's your own fucking body, and do you do what you want with it? And yeah, I mean, I think everybody should strive to be clean. Beyond that, and I mean clean, just, you know, take a shower. But for the rest, it's your body, and if your partner's not into your body, then maybe they're not the right partner for you.
Most definitely. And Delilah.
I totally agree. Cleanliness, so important, so sexy. For me, like, I would mind not shaving my armpits, except I don't like the feeling of it. So that's my own personal choice. But if I wanted to keep it growing long or something like that, and I was in a relationship with somebody who was trying to shame me for it, you have no idea how quickly there would be that person-shaped hole in this wall behind me. And it wouldn't be because they ran through it themselves. It'd be because I pushed them through it.
Definitely. Remember to like and subscribe to that. There's that. If both of you said it perfectly, I don't think there's anything else I have to add. You know, at the same point, I have changed kind of grooming habits for a partner, mainly because they felt uncomfortable with a lack of hair. They thought it was kind of creepy. But at the same time, nothing kind of interrupts a little bit of foreplay. Then somebody go, sorry, I just, you know, try to pull that hair from their mouth. Because that gets a little choky at the same time.
Bring them some water.
My hair. I'm about to say my primary's got a little. All right, but it's your choice, it's your body. That's definitely how it works. So never let anyone shame you. You can listen to suggestions if it feels good or whatever. During the hot summer, I mean, I still get rid of armpit hair during the summer because that's less stink, which is kind of good.
Yeah, less sweat. That's a positive part.
Yep. And Christopher saying, we've had blue cheese crackers, strong wine, lots of tannins, and just need a jazzy trombone ballad. It's a great Wednesday. DIY Muggle Guy is saying, lack of hair. I don't have that problem. You know what? It's the thing is, it's a sort of a natural thing. If you notice, no one can really point out where my eyebrows are, other than the fact they know it should be over my eyes, but no one can see it. When I'm surprised, no one knows. Like, surprise. All right. Evlit is saying, you two are super impressive. So there's 3 of us on screen.
Which
Ev,
two? Yeah. Which two are you talking about? Hey.
Well, I'm not sure. All right. Here we go with the next question. Oh, fuck, I'm in the hot seat. Why do we, or maybe it's just me, tolerate things in relationships that we never want our friends to tolerate in relationships? We want better for our friends. That's it. Sometimes it's not just you. A lot of the times, we demand that our friends are treated better than us. We demand our partners are treated better than us. Like this is one of the things about being in love is you want to have the person that you have this ideal, whether that love is friendship or whether that love is mixed in with lust. You want to make sure that that person is getting the best in life. And sometimes we forget to ask for the best in life in ourselves. Galadriel, your take on that question.
To further that, it's a survival mechanism. We will keep telling ourselves that our situation is not as bad as it seems or as others would think, just because that's what we need to survive in it on a daily basis. But I think it's a really good thing to at least realize that, like, wait a second, I'm tolerating things that I like. If this happened to my friend, I would tell them to get out right now. And then maybe just like reevaluate. It's scary because we want our relationships to work. We want our relationships to be to meet the ideals that we've had for them. But unfortunately it doesn't happen all the time. So I think just reminding ourselves that we are so worthy of having all the good things happen to us is a really, really, really healthy and helpful reminder.
Yeah, we
Delilah.
tend to place a lot of weight on other people ascribing us value. And through these types of events or traumatic moments and things like that, we learn how to perceive these things, how to love ourselves, how to overcome what limits we're ready to set for ourselves, what boundaries. When you're not emotionally invested or involved in it, like you're not in the situation, and things are a lot more clear. But when you're in it, it's so easy for you to run on a loop telling yourself, oh, it's not so bad, oh, it's not so this, oh, it's not so that, and giving yourself excuses. But the minute that you do realize, just like Galadriel said, the minute that you see that, hey, actually, this is a kind of situation that that person was living through and I told them to get out, maybe I should take my own advice. It's like the scariest thing in the world. I have been there. I know that feeling when you think like you can't survive without this person. This person becomes your identity. And oftentimes that's when we need to take the step back the most, right? Like that's when we need to evaluate if we're actually in a codependent relationship. And if it is, then who are we outside of this relationship and why are we willing to tolerate this kind of mistreatment?
Boom. Well said. Definitely well said. I kind of want to go back to this here. Evelyn is saying you two are super impressive. I'm afraid that he's actually referring to Delilah. All right. No, sorry, they corrected themselves. You three are impressive, but Christopher and Bashak are super impressive. All right,
Okay.
we got that. We got all right. We got that now.
There's actually one thing that I'd like to add to what Delilah said. And like word of compassion to anyone who's got themselves out of a situation where they realize after a while, like, okay, I'm putting up with a lot of bad things. This is not okay. You may realize for a while to come that a lot of the things that you had normalized suddenly will come back to you, and you'll be saying like, wait, oh, that was not okay. And the thing is that you're not realizing it when you're putting up with it, when you're in the moment. Just, it's okay. Give yourself the compassion to integrate all these things that will at some point make themselves clear to you. It doesn't happen at the snap of the fingers, unfortunately. Life would be a lot easier if it happened that way. But yeah, just like be compassionate towards yourself. These are processes that take time, but they're really, really, really worth it.
A problem with one of the things about people who care about other people's so well is that they don't take enough time to care about themselves.
Yeah, one of the sucky things about trauma is that you kind of have to live through it to really be able to understand it. You know, that whole like learn from other people's mistakes thing is not really a real thing. It's what everybody tells you they want you to do because they want to keep you from suffering. But a lot of the times the universe is sending you these gifts so that you have to learn the lesson yourself. And then from then on, every other relationship that you have, you're always going to be able to see things a little bit more clearly and be like, wait, recognize these types of manipulative tactics before, or hey, check it out, there is a box of red flags and I'm not gonna like just sweep them under the bed, you know.
So it allows you to go to that point, going, "Oh, I'm dating a Jedi." Let's call back to the beginning of the show with the first question. All right. DIY Muggle Guy says, while Delilah does the mic drop on that previous question with that first answer that was there.
Do that.
Brilliant. We have the next question is, please share your sex toy recommendations. At least this is a later question. The sex toy recommendations. Delilah, you are in the hot seat.
Sex toy recommendations. Well, I mean, I used to have a whole bag full of them, but I guess I've been kind of tame in the last few years. What's up with that? That sucks.
While Delilah would be a fun toy. What? No, what?
Tame Delilah doesn't have the same ring to it.
No.
So I've got something for like the G spot, and then something else for the clit, and they each have their own, functions. And I like going wireless, so that's a big thing. And also chargeable is such a huge thing. So if you're trying to buy a gift for somebody, or for yourself, think about that, because batteries are expensive, and I used to have to buy a new pack of batteries like every week. It was awful. I don't have to do that anymore. It's been nice. Try and have like two on hand, because the worst part is when you're like really enjoying the moment and then that thing goes and then it shuts off and you're like, ugh. So you want to just be able to like exchange it with the other one, and be like, okay, I can keep going, because like otherwise it's a really bad day. And let's see, my bag had like cuffs, but for people who don't like the feeling of the metal, you can have like leathery cuffs. You can have rope play. There's lots of little fun things like that. I used to collect silk ties to use as blindfolds, and collars and leashes. Like, there's so much fun stuff out there. Fucking pandemic. Not fair.
Daniel Leger is saying, how does the taming of Delilah sound? It's sexy. There's the question in there. He's also saying people should realize, I think this is in reference to the previous question, people should realize that others may be just as broken as them, and they should not place too much trust in others to make themselves feel good. You have to learn to stand up for yourself. There it is.
Yeah.
Cherry Top is agreeing with the rechargeable toys really are life-changing. They are.
Seriously.
They most definitely are.
Yep.
And also, battery disposal is a environmental problem. All right, if somebody ever buys a flogger, take the time to learn how to use it properly. That's one thing I'm going to say. The Hitachi magic wand really is a certain level of magic, but so many people do not realize how many uses it has, because it doesn't need like direct stimulation is actually warned against in the handbook, so not direct onto the clitoris, but having it nearby, that's fun, sure. But having a toy that's inserted and then pressing against the base of that with the Hitachi wand on high is life-changing. There we go. Galadriel.
I have two very specific recommendations, actually, to add to everything that was said and that I fully agree with. So I will say the first one is probably the most elegant toy I've ever seen, and that I own in my overflowing drawer of toys. It's the Enjoy Pure Wand. It is a stainless steel. It's a gorgeous thing. I wish I could like just grab it and show it to you. I've done that on like so many calls since the beginning of the pandemic. But yes, it's like beautiful curved stainless steel wand. One side is thicker than the other. There's like little balls on each side. It has so many uses for all genders. I love stainless steel because it picks up the body's heat, and it can go from very cold to warm easily. It's fun. It's so much fun. The other one comes with a really fun story. So among my group of friends, we have, I don't know, like just a almost like a mascot of a sex toy. So over the last few years, clitoral stimulators have become much more popular, and there's a lot of toys that are offered. There's one of them made by Satisfier, which has the shape of a penguin. So it is not only just a very delicious sex toy, it's cute as hell, and I don't know, it's a penguin. It's funny. It has a removable bow tie. So one friend in our group got one at some point, and then we all just decided to get one. And I have a countless number of friends now who own the penguin. We, spread the good word about the penguin to all our like clitoris having friends. Just if you have a clitoris and you like not necessarily direct, but just like a different kind of clitoral stimulation, check out the Penguin by Satisfier. It's lovely. And it's a penguin. And it has a bow tie.
And it doesn't have an inappropriate name as another clitoral stimulator that
Exactly, which is
quite popular.
no. It's
All right.
polite and it's rechargeable.
And rechargeable is good
And
for the environment.
waterproof.
And waterproof. Bashak is saying, Mr. Lila, we are wondering if you're into blue cheese crackers and fine wine. So that might be a conversation with Bashak and Christopher at some point.
Well then.
DIY Muggle Guy is saying, Love Doctor, you talked about handbook flogger. Which one do you have? I picked up the handle is about 2/3 of my wrist. It's got a nice little knot at the bottom, which is so fun in insertion. It's leather. I'm sorry, vegans. And I'm trying to remember the name of the leather company that's on Saint Hubert. It's not North. What is the name of that company? That's where I picked it up. It's beautiful. But there's a leather maker on Saint Hubert that does wonderful sex toys as well as clothing, and that's where I got my flogger. And again, it's on the other side of the green screen because you don't want to see back there unless I invite you back there. So I just want to just kind of say, Christopher Majors says interesting. So he's very interested in what I keep behind the green screen. Christopher Murtaugh saying, as a Linux guy, I can agree that penguins are awesome. There we go. We got the nerd cred back on the show. El Bolero, thank you, Cherry Top. El Bolero is the leather shop that does some wonderful equipment on Saint Hubert in Montreal. They have a website, and I believe they deliver. And again, this is not a paid sponsorship. I really should work on getting paid sponsors because I do name drop a lot of fucking things at this point. That's kind of thing. All right, Galadriel, you're in the hot seat for the next question. This question is, if your partner has no interest in having sex but has a huge interest in porn, how do you address the problem? Nerds are represented here. That most definitely. Sex nerds, I think, are the best nerds. Is that not? I'm just throwing that out there. It's not part of the question. But if your partner has no interest in sex but has a huge interest in porn, how do you address the problem?
I think it depends how many conversations you've had on that and how you personally feel about it. If, having sex with your partner is something that's very important to you, and okay, let's assume stuff. Let's assume that you've had conversations with your partner that you're very interested in sex with them, but they're not with you. Start having a conversation with them to see if they are still into pursuing the relationship. And then I think the best advice, and I know it's hard because no one wants to admit that there's an issue in their relationship, but just go see a sexologist to maybe figure out how maybe you can work through that together. Understand that there's nothing wrong with porn. So don't go into the whole porn stigma. But if it's the only form of sexual stimulation that your partner's into and you're not happy with that, try to work on it together.
Delilah.
Yeah, really good points. You can't really change other people. You can only change yourself and your reactions. So if it's something that is a deal breaker for you and you've had the conversation multiple times and you feel like you've tried everything and you're still getting frustrated, but you're afraid to leave, I know that feeling, but you got to be strong and do what's right for you and just know that you will be okay. If you want to continue this relationship and you just want to try and reach out to them further, then see if they are willing to go and talk to a specialist, a therapist, get it out there and try and figure out the root cause. Because a lot of the times when somebody is really addicted to something like pornography, but they're not willing to engage physically, there might be a trauma there or something underlying that they're not able to just share like that, or they might not even be aware of. So approach it with a lot of compassion and just think about trying to help them, and don't try and just think about how you can help yourself. And if it's really something like you want the relationship to continue, you've tried everything, they're not into sex, but you are, maybe try having a conversation about potentially opening up the relationship into something that's more inclusive sexually.
Boom! Great answers there. Both of you took the assumption that everything has been asked beforehand. I would suggest maybe asking to be included in their porn, fetish. Because if it's a fetish, if it's something they need, to be part of that. But again, both of you were correct in suggesting maybe potentially opening up the relationship so you could get your needs served, or ending the relationship because the relationship at this point is not serving you. That is, I think, the suggestions that have come out of that question. Okay, and I think all those questions on that screen have been done. And we have questions back on the other screen. Chris, we got Denny Leger is saying a person who prefers porn essentially prefers fantasy people whom they can't have a real people who are right at hand is not exactly healthy. We don't want to shame people for that, but at the same time, the emotional relationship could possibly still have value to them, and making sure that you can not confront, not the right word, but if you can address that with them, then, because obviously you're in a relationship with the person because you have some care for them. If you no longer care for them, then why are you still in the relationship with them? And that's one way to take a look at it. The next question. Oh shit! I'm in the hot seat. How does one audition to be a headphone cable on the Love Doctor live stream? I really feel that Delilah should be answering this question first. We have time for maybe a few more questions. So if you have questions, you can always drop them into the Slido, or you can add them to the group chat here. But I think I'm jumping on the bullet with this one. Jumping on the bullet. You know what? I've lost language, and I poured myself another drink because I'm an idiot. Oh. All right. How does one audition to be a headphone cable on the Love Doctor live stream? Live well. Be good to other people. That's how you do it. Audition that way. Be good. Be kind to others. Galadriel.
Go after your dreams and make sure you're not crushing anyone on your path to getting those dreams.
All right, and talking about headphone cables being crushed, it's Wild Delilah.
So I would say make sure you rustle a lot in their feathers so they have no choice but to clip you down.
Boom.
Literally.
All right, you know what? I've got a message here saying I've got a new question has come in, and I'm trying to find it. I don't think I can't see where it is. It seems like all those questions had been done.
They might have deleted it. Maybe they're trying to fix a word or something.
Let me see. We already did the one. What do you think about when you have sex? Right?
We did.
Yep.
What are your opinions on body hair grooming?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did that.
Mm-hmm.
Female gushing. Yes, we've done that one. Sex toy recommendations. We did that one. Why do we tolerate things in our own relationships we wouldn't tolerate in our friends' relationships? Body hair grooming. We've done that. What would you do differently in one of your past relationships? Be kinder. Just general. What's your most awkward or embarrassing sex story? And how does one become a love doctor? Yeah, that seems to be all of those ones. I don't think I've missed any questions. If anyone thinks that we've missed any questions or they want to drop another question into the chat, Christopher Murtaugh saying those poor headphone cables only have an 1/8 of an inch jack, which some people would be
Not the
proud of.
size. It's not the
It's not the size.
size. A lot of these vibrating toys are only an 1/8 of an inch.
Boom.
All you need
You would be
sometimes.
amazed at what you can hear with an
Versatility.
1/8 of an inch. Definitely. There is. All right. Now, why don't we're going to ask this here of Delilah, the Telethon Productions on Instagram. So it's telethon.productions on Instagram. That is for all the news about the upcoming spring break telethon benefit for Stella that is happening online, that is going to be free from any kind of YouTube restrictions. Is there anything you want to share about that right now?
Oh gosh, I'm
Starts
so
at
excited
2
about the
p.m.,
show.
goes to 2 a.m.
Yep, 2 to 2, March 27th. We're taking you on spring break, and every hour we have a different theme, different costumes, different skits. We've got over 40 performers, 50 raffle prizes, some really amazing sponsors, some like incredible performances, and a lot of like really silly hilarities and nostalgia from the 90s all pouring into one place. The base ticket's only $10, which is like a friggin' steal. And that gets you one raffle ticket included. For $20, you get 5 raffle tickets. And for a whopping $30, you get 10 plus a bonus raffle ticket because we're super cool like that. So, yeah, the more tickets you get, the more chances you have to win. The earlier you buy your ticket, the more raffle draws you're entered into because the first raffle draw starts at 2. And then we have them every 2 hours from 2 o'clock. So 2, 3:45, 5:45, 7:45, 9:45, 11:45, 1:45. Kind of full circle.
Boom. So telethon.productions on Instagram. The links to get tickets are there as well. Tickets have already started being sold. It is an online event, so you can watch it from home. I was about to mention that pants are optional when you're watching, but no, I probably shouldn't. That's not good.
Pants are, of course, optional, always.
There we are. And who knows? I might be pantsless now. There's no, really. No. I'm such a proper gentleman. I have these two fantastic people that I've managed to share this evening with, as well as all of you lovely people out there. Please make sure you like, you subscribe. The Love Doctor live stream happens every Wednesday night. We start at 9 p.m. I love inviting you all into my internet and sharing this time with you. Thank you very much for being part of this. If you care to donate and support the channel, go ahead, Delilah.
I have one question, actually. Can I ask it live and then you guys answer to me because I don't have answers to this?
Do so.
Is that okay? I know it's like unconventional. So
let's ask the audience. The audience, do you think she can ask this question? Do you think it's okay for her to ask this question? Denis Leger is saying it's a fun show. Let's have the audience also answer in on this question. I want them to answer in on this question as well. Christopher Murtaugh is saying, awesome show, guys. Thank you all. You're all fantastic. So we want the audience to be answering while Delilah's question on top of all
I
of
like
this.
that.
So while Delilah is over there asking a question for all of us to answer.
Yeah, it's really personal too. So my question is, so after I have experienced, let's say, some heavier stuff, some trauma, some baggage, some mental health issues, things like that I was carrying around for a long time, I no longer feel like I'm carrying those things around. But whenever I start to talk to someone new, I feel like I have to share all of that before I let them fall for me. Because for some reason, I have this part of my mind that thinks that if I don't say that stuff, that omission is a form of betrayal or that I'm manipulating. Like, at what point in talking to somebody should someone who has this kind of history have to basically divulge everything and be 100% truthful about all of their past? It's a tough one, I think.
Okay. Well, Cherry Top has volunteered that they will help answer this question. I think there's two thoughts I have on it. Go ahead, Galadriel, are
Yeah,
you able to answer right away?
I am. I think what's important here is maybe not frame it to yourself or to another person as a disclaimer. And the way you were phrasing it to me felt a little bit like you were like, "Oh, disclaimer. This is it."
Yeah,
Um,
that's how I feel like I do just like say it
I
actually.
think there's a different way to go about it, and I speak from a very informed place as someone who's lived stuff. Let's just put it lightly. I think sometimes just being able to have bring these things up in conversation and see how the other person responds. And I think that in this case, it can tell you if this person is well equipped to have conversations about these things, if they have the emotional capability of understanding, or at least like at the very, very, very minimum, have compassion for what you've experienced, even though it might be extremely different from their own experience. I think it's extremely different saying like, okay, I am a person whose life history is complex. I come with a lot of things which inform who I am now. If you're able to respond to this positively or in a way that helps me and is not further damaging, then this is good. This is going to help you a lot more than saying like, "Hey, look, I have a list of issue," and like this is like unfolding it like, because again, like we have lives, we've had things happen to us. It doesn't mean that we're damaged goods, and I think that presenting us with like, "Oh, disclaimer," like this, it's not helpful, and it furthers this narrative of like, "Oh, well, if you've experienced trauma, you're broken." No, you're not. You're a human being. So maybe just like frame it a little bit differently. That would be my answer.
And
Like
the
that.
audience has been chiming in on this as well, so I want to kind of get to them before I put my answer out there. Christopher saying it's not betrayal if you admit it in their opinion, but if you feel more comfortable sharing it, then you should, but do not feel obligated. Cherry Top is saying, in my opinion, you don't have to share it all right away, but you don't want to scare the person away either. Yeah, don't
Yeah.
do the disclaimer. Daniel J is saying honesty is the best policy, but it depends on how serious a relationship you want. Is one of that's something to take into consideration. Cherry Top, it's not like you are, I suppose, looking to get married after 2 to 3 dates. So take time to open up. Just don't admit it in the long run. You know what? I put a caveat in there. It depends on how much it is still constantly affecting you. The other thing is how that would affect how soon you'd reference it. Christopher Murtaugh is saying people should be able to accept you as you are now. We all have baggage, just like in COVID times here. We are all struggling and being able to accept other people. Cherry Top saying the other person may also have stuff that they'd like to share too. None of us are scars free. And Evlet is saying, nicely said, Galadriel. Definitely agreeing with Galadriel. The wisdom of Galadriel. You are definitely, what is it, the Queen of Light? Is that, what was Galadriel's term in the books? I can't remember.
The Lady of Light.
The Lady of Light. The Lady of Light, Galadriel. I would also say, sometimes if you feel that you need to mention it early, it might be also a deep-seated trigger in your head saying, I want to scare this person away. Now, the point of trying to scare this person away is maybe because you feel you're getting too attached too soon and you feel that's dangerous. Or it could be a subconscious thing saying, there's something about that person that I don't trust and I want to scare them away so I don't get too deeply attached. You have to also examine why you want to share it at the time. And that is perfectly valid. And perfectly valid if you want to scare them away, or perfectly valid as in you want to bring them closer into your circle of trust and give them a better help in understanding you, if that makes sense. I hope I did make sense with that.
Yeah, everybody's responses were really helpful. It's like one big puzzle and then everybody brought a piece. Definitely the disclaimer thing is real though, because I'm always just like, by the way, you just need to know this first before we go on a first date, and also read this book that I wrote, because I need to know if you can handle A, B, and C before we get into things, because I don't want to fall for somebody.
I need to know if you can handle A, B, and C before I receive the D. Is that what? I'm sorry. Just the fact that you were alphabetizing everything there. I'm not. I'm like, look at that. Look how fucking red I've just gotten. Like, and I've not seen the sun for so long. Oh my god, I should probably be worried for my health. This is not, as I
That's
say
so
that as I'm drinking a
good.
little bit of blood thinner. Oh,
That's okay.
you know what?
We're giving you some cardio.
I need some cardio. We are here every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. This is the Love Doctor live stream. I love you all. Thank you very much for being part of it. Donate to the channel. Go to the link tree, linktr.ee/Paul Ash. That's my manager. You can make a donation there.
Please
Please
donate.
help support the channel.
We spilled our
Everything
hearts
goes.
and souls.
These two performers are going to get a piece of everything that gets donated in the next 24 hours. So please do that. We get Chris Murtaugh saying, "Aren't you Irish, TLD? The sun is not for us," and that's true. The sun is not for us. Definitely true for that. It's I mean, look, I well, okay, that's true. I don't sunburn. And Delilah has just chugged the last of that drink that she warned us that she shouldn't be finishing. So we're gonna have a fun little after show for just a few seconds, just on YouTube. So come join us on YouTube. The link is at the if you're watching on Facebook, is there. You can also find the link on the link tree/Paul Ash. And you can join us on Facebook. Please come say hello to us there. We're going to be just on Facebook in just a moment. As soon as I can figure out how to use this interface, why I'm as tipsy as I am. We are going to be joining out. There goes Twitter. Twitter's gone. Twitch is still here, which I don't know why, because we always get like weird stuff from Twitch. So, you know, no thank you, Twitch. I don't know if I'm going to be continuing doing the show on Twitch. Because the Twitch people seem to be just a little bit weird, but we're now only on YouTube. We're currently only on YouTube. People can only watch us on YouTube for a few minutes as we do the final goodbye. Galadriel has left us already. So that is... the camera is off on Galadriel as she goes to get a drink. Delilah, did you have fun tonight?
I really did. Yes, I had so much fun. I'll give you guys a little secret that Galadriel Caress is one of the teachers at Arabesque Burlesque where I've been learning for the last year, and she has this class on strength through sensuality and having that strength in your stillness, just your breath and like just the basics and slowing things down. And that's been my biggest struggle, and I've been like, that would have been the next class that I would have taken had we not had red zones and everything shut down. So I'm like really excited that I've been able to talk to her today. And also I can't wait to take that class because I really want to learn just like that stillness and being able to just pull people into had we not had red zones down. So I'm like really excited that I've been able to
we got the little echo there at the end.
My powerful emotions are ruining everything.
They're not ruining everything. They're making it all so fantastic. I think it is time now to end the show. Thank you all for staying. Now that you're all watching on YouTube, make sure you've subscribed. Make sure that we can have that draw by this Friday. Galadriel Caress is coming back in to say goodbye. Thank you very much, Galadriel.
I am back. I was having technical issues.
You're both fantastic. Thank you both for being here. We're going to end the broadcast, and I will be back to chat with both of you in just a few moments. Thank you very much. I love you all for tuning in and watching. Be kind, wash your hands, wear your masks, and remember, everybody else is struggling through this as well. Love you.